is designed by this woman, Denise Medved, who 7 years of training and worked on developing programs to help the mind kind of stimulate new pathways and new generations of the neuroplasticity of our brain. Okay, so she instead of all these, so these 21 movements are just everyday movements in order to help us keep our brains active and mentally aware, building new. We're always building those pathways. And as we get a little more sedentary and we get older and it gets harder to do those things, we think we have to exercise or we think we have to read more, but really we need to just do motions that are different activities. So this is what she proved, okay? And this is what her study's about, and she called it Ageless Grace. And my wife and I have been trained through FirstLight Home Care, that's my company, and we were trained through FirstLight in Cincinnati to do this activity and to teach this and bring this out to events like this. The first one is called Juicy Joints, and the first of 21 movements is called Juicy Joints. And what we're using here, what we're doing here, is we're moving the different joints that we have in our body in order to get motion, okay? I'm going to put this over here so I can reach it. All right? All right, so we start with our hands, and we're just moving. Look at this. Look at the emotion on these faces. Probably the biggest problem. All right, so what else do we do in the water? We kick the water. Maybe we do a breaststroke. Well, we don't do the whole breast, just the top breaststroke, right? You can do slow motion, you can do fast motion. Alright, let's go back to here. The next one we're going to go to is front row orchestra. And this one is using multitasking. Instead of multitasking, we're using multi-skilling. So anybody play an instrument? Alright, so we're going to start with the what do we start with? What is it? Is it a trombone? No? Trombone. Everybody know a trombone?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's pretend we're playing a trombone. You guys are my orchestra.
In the mood.
There we go, in the mood. We're playing the trombone. So which is fireflies. Okay. Alright. So now with this one, we're using the muscles in our fingers and the dexterity, the small things. We're reaching for things and grabbing them. Because as things get harder to grab and all that stuff, as we get older, it gets a little harder. So here we're just using our dexterity. So we remember where those things are. So we'll grab a firefly. So that's the song, is Fireflies. So we're grabbing fireflies. You ever go, remember when you were young and you were grabbing fireflies?
Packing apples.
So this one is called Happy. We're going to shake it up. And now this is actually, as you get older, sometimes people think they have, sometimes it's disguised as arthritis and things like that, or stiffness in your fingers. But there's fascia that actually builds up inside your hands and underneath your skin. And so what you're trying to do now is just kind of shake your hands and do some motion and to break up that fascia in here. So, and that is actually just helping you kind of like get past some of these things. So the last one is a Tai Chi, and this is really just to kind of get us to focus and control. So we're going to pretend we have a ball in our hands, and we're just going to try to, it's not Tai Chi, but it's kind of just motion, slow motion, and kind of concentrating and think on moving things and that. But it's like, you can even think of it as your energy and energy ball and all that, okay? So now it's going to go on to the next song, all right? Everybody grab your ball. Fine. You want to break it apart and then bring it back together. You create motion, create thought. It doesn't matter what way you go. It doesn't matter how you do it. This is my favorite singer, so this is my. That's it.
Okay.
That's the energy, that's it. You like that? Now he's hungry. All right. Thank you for being such a great group. I enjoyed this.